I'm Heather.
And I'm Katie.
And we're part of Goin Batty.
Yeah.
So today we are doing a cooking video with Katie. Katie actually is going to be the one that's going to be cooking. So
yep.
What you making?
I'm making basil bread.
Sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm. So I am making a cheese stuffed basil bread recipe. And I chose it because it had cheese in them. It is filled with cheese. And so what we have here is we have our bread flour, our egg, and we have our cheese, salt, olive oil, milk, and our water, and that's lukewarm. And then we have our garlic, our basil, and our yeast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour my milk and my water in there. And again, that's lukewarm. And I'm gonna dump my yeast in around and I'm gonna wait and see if it bubbles, cause
clean it out with your fingers, sweetie.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you, Mother.
You're welcome. You want to let your yeast proof a little bit, because if your yeast isn't any good, it won't start bubbling, and then your bread won't rise.
So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add our oil and our egg in. Thank you. So I'm gonna mix it all together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put about half of my flour in there, and then I'm gonna mix it up and then put my salt in, and then I'm gonna put more the rest of the flour in, so that way I don't kill the yeast. So I'm gonna mix this until it's a smooth, very soft dough.
All right, so we have run into a snafu. We followed the recipe exactly as they said to do it, and it said it would be a soft dough that would stick to the bottom of the bowl. This is not a soft dough, it's actually crumbly.
It looks like a cookie dough batter.
It looks, yeah, it looks like our biscuit. Yeah,
dough.
and it is, and no matter, like, we've tried mixing it, we've tried, there is no saving this. So sometimes you get a stinker of a recipe. It sounds good, it looks good, but it is not good. So we're going to actually do a little more research, and like I said, we can't really save this because if you mix it too much, it builds up too much gluten, the bread becomes tough, and you don't want tough bread. That's just not fun. So we're going to research a little more and see maybe what is missing in this recipe, because something is missing, because it shouldn't look like that. So, all right.
Try number 2. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna dump our dry ingredients, which is our flour, our yeast, and our salt in there.
So the recipe we had before, make sure you get all that yeast out. The recipe we had before didn't tell us to do this. It didn't tell us to mix our dry ingredients together first.
Yeah. So
we are going to mix our dry ingredients together first with the whisk attachment to get it all together.
Yep. And
then we're gonna put our wet ingredients in.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Kate.
Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of our wet ingredients in there. So we're gonna put our lukewarm milk and water. We're gonna put our oil in there, and now we're gonna add our egg. We're going to mix it, and I got oily hands.
Let's see what it does.
And see what it does.
So already, this is looking better.
Yeah.
It's already starting to come together better. So the lesson is, the order of ingredients makes a difference.
Yep.
Together, it's slightly sticky. That's what we're looking for. So what we're actually gonna do is take this out of the bowl. We're gonna put some oil in the bowl, and then we're gonna cover it and let it raise for about 50 to 60 minutes.
And we're gonna put it in a warm place with light in it.
So we have it, our hood has pretty bright lights on it, and that'll keep it warm. But the other thing that you can do too is you can put it in your oven. Your oven's not turned on, but if you turn on the light bulb for your oven, that'll keep it warm enough in there too. Like it needs to be just slightly warm in there, and that light bulb in your oven will actually help with the heat, having just enough heat to help it raise.
Yep. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flour the surface, and I'm going to turn my dough out onto the surface.
You got plenty there.
Okay, there you go.
All right, so what we're doing is we're making, this is gonna be kind of long and thin, and we're gonna roll it up. So we're putting it in the kind of the shape that we want. So Katie's floured her rolling pin, and she's gonna roll it out so that it's long and thin. What we need to do, Kate, is we need to mix kind of all of this together so that your garlic and your cheese.
Okay, good idea.
Okay, so we're mixing all of her stuff that's gonna go inside of her bread together. So her garlic and her cheese and her basil are all going in there, and we're just gonna mix it all up.
With our hands.
With our hands, yes. Do we need some more cheese, you think?
Maybe.
We always need more cheese.
You always need more cheese. You can never have enough cheese.
So we're gonna go ahead and put everything in there, but you start sprinkling it around, and I think we probably need more cheese because everything's better with cheese.
And sausage.
And
Are you
this
gonna put sausage in it?
No.
Oh.
This is basil, garlic, and
cheese
and mozzarella cheese. And we actually used the Thrive Life basil because my basil that I had that was just regular dried basil, it smelled like grass. It didn't smell like basil. So we're using the Thrive basil with it. And we're gonna put some extra cheese
because we can.
And cheese makes everything better.
Yeah.
Do you need more? Some more cheese. Does that look good? Or do we need more?
We're gonna need more.
Okay, more cheese?
More cheese. Until we have like a pound of mozzarella on there.
All right, so let's kind of spread it out a little bit.
No.
So let's try to get it a little more towards the end here, but not so much on this side, because when we roll it, we need an end that we can seam up, okay?
Okay, like a cinnamon roll?
Kinda, yeah.
Then I know how to roll it.
Okay, do you need my help?
Sort of.
Sort of, okay.
It's a cheese cinnamon roll!
Woohoo! All right, so we're gonna go this way.
This way?
Got it?
Uh-huh. Do we roll it over so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what they're making, but I'm very excited that I get to be here while they do it.
I'm not sure.
All right, so we got the end, and what you're gonna do is fold it over this way, and you're gonna pinch it so that it kind of comes together.
Mine's not coming together.
Well, all right, then we'll just lay it on its.
Okay, then we'll just let it lay.
Okay, and then
we'll put it in an S shape.
we need to tuck the ends. Unlike cinnamon rolls, we're gonna tuck the ends in. Okay. Now, we need the big. Get out of there. The big pan.
Big pan?
Yeah, the big pan and with parchment paper.
Oh yeah. We're gonna put this on here, right?
Yeah.
Right?
It goes diagonal.
Diagonal?
Yep. Okay, you're gonna need my help.
No.
Got it?
Yep.
You hold the paper down.
Wow, that looks really amazing.
Basil something. It's Katie's bread.
Oh, and then oh my gosh.
So we're gonna.
What in the world is happening here?
And shape it
Into an S.
into an S like that. All right. So what we doing?
We're putting the saran wrap on it.
Okay. So we gotta let it raise for 50 to 60 minutes more.
Yep. So now we're gonna put our egg wash on there.
It's done raising, right, Katie?
Yep, it's done raising, sorry.
How long did it raise for?
It raised for about an hour to 30 minutes.
That's not bad.
An hour, 50 to 60 minutes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not an hour to 30
Now,
minutes.
this is not us dissecting a snake. I know it looks like that.
Yeah.
But it's actually a bread recipe. What is
Okay,
this
so
bread we're calling?
We're gonna call it Katie's other bread.
It's
a garlic basil bread.
Cool.
We're gonna put a little bit of garlic on it. This is just garlic powder, and the reason that we use garlic powder is it doesn't burn quite as quickly as regular garlic does. And so now we're gonna put a little basil on the outside of it too.
This is Thrive Life basil. See?
Okay, and then we're gonna put a little bit of kosher salt.
And some cheese.
Okay. Yeah.
And we're gonna top it off with some more cheese because we like cheese. So now we're gonna put it in the oven, and you're gonna set your oven to 350, and you're gonna cook it for.
I have no clue. How long do you cook it for, Kate? It's your recipe.
Hold on a second. So now we're gonna put it at a 350-degree oven in it for. Ah! Dang it, I lost it. Okay.
25 minutes.
Okay, 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Good job.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have hands? All right.
Okay. So now we're gonna put it in the oven.
In it goes.
And we're gonna set our timer. So, the timer went off. And I just did it for 25 minutes this time. And it smells good. It looks like that we're gonna have to do it for like maybe 5 more minutes. Because that doesn't look as done as I think we're supposed to have it. Okay, so one thing I did not mention is that we had to raise the heat to 400 degrees and put it on for 10 more minutes because it wasn't getting the glorious brown that everyone wanted it to. Now it's done, so let us see it. Okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Okay, ready?
It'll be hot.
2, 3. There you go.
This bread looks amazing, Katie.
It looks cheesy too, which is even better.
Oh, look at the steam rolling off that bread, guys. Wow.
That.
Hold that up to the camera a little bit, Mom.
Here, let's hear it.
Look at that. That's amazing.
Yo, this is our bread.
Yes.
And it looks yummy.
I'm gonna put some of the Thrive Life stuff on it.
I don't need red sauce.
Almond loaf.
That's pretty good.
The bread is nice and fluffy.
It's almost like pizza crust dough.
It's like eating a pizza.
And you can taste the basil and the garlic and all the cheesy goodness that's in here. It is really good.
It's a keeper, right?
It's a keeper.
I want some.
You want to bite?
Yeah. Wow.
Who's your favorite daughter?
That is amazing. Guys, thanks for watching our video. If you haven't, please like, subscribe, and comment. Wow, that is amazing bread. And as always, more updates as we go.
Bye.
Bye.